Hey, what's up, guys? It is your boy Wolfrock, and I talk all things hockey. Today, I'm going to be saying what NHL teams are overrated and underrated. Before we get into the video, guys, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm on my road to 1K. It helps out the channel a lot. And guys, I did just purchase an Xbox, so I'm going to be making NHL 22 and NHL 23 content, so make sure to subscribe for those videos. So we have very overrated, properly rated, underrated, and very underrated categories here. Let me know down below in the comments, what do you think? So the Ducks, I'm going to say underrated. I think they're a pretty good team. I think they had a very good offseason. I think they could do some damage in this Pacific Division. Coyotes, they're properly rated. We all know they're fucking horrible, so that just makes sense. Bruins, I'm going to actually say overrated here. I think on paper they're not the greatest, and they really didn't get much better in the offseason here. And I just think their core is aging, and they're just not getting much better. Carolina, I think they're properly rated. We all know how good they are. I think they got way better in the offseason, which is very scary. And I just think they're properly rated. Chicago, just like the Coyotes here. We all know Chicago's horrible. Probably the worst in the league. So it's just pretty common sense right there. Colorado, I'm debating properly rated or overrated, to be honest, because I don't like their goalie. Gorgiev and Francouz, like, I don't know if that's when you know the Stanley Cup. I know your team is just insane in front of them, but goalie, I don't like it. Blue Jackets, I'm actually gonna go overrated here. Yes, you got Johnny Gaudreau, but your team in general isn't the greatest. Yeah, I think Laine's gonna have a breakout season this year, but I just think just because you have Johnny Gaudreau doesn't mean you're a playoff team, and I still don't think they make playoffs, if I'm being honest. Dallas Stars, I'll say properly rated. I like what they did in the offseason, but ish didn't. I don't like how they lost Klingberg, but I like how they got Marchment. So they got more goals scoring, but they also lost defensively. So we'll see how that goes. But either way, I think they're probably rated. Detroit, I'm going to say underrated. They have a lot of sneaky pickups in the offseason. I think their young players are going to keep developing, and I think they're going to be a powerhouse soon. Where I think they could do some damage, maybe, even though they're in a kind of tough division. Panthers, I say properly rated. We all know how good they are. They got even better with Tkachuk, even though they lost Huberdeau. I still think they're a better team, and they're probably going to win this Atlantic Division. Oilers, in the regular season, I'm going to put properly rated. I'm just very curious about this team. Very, very curious about this team. Islanders, I might put them underrated. I'm just scared of them. I'm just scared of the concept of them being good, because their scheme of how they play is just very annoying, and it just works. You know what I mean? So I'm just put underrated, even though they did absolutely nothing in the offseason. They're just scary for some reason. Kings, I'm gonna put overrated. This is kind of a tough one. Their roster's good. They just added Fiala, and they're in an easy division, so it makes sense. They're gonna make playoffs. It's common sense, but on paper, like, they're not winning a Stanley Cup at all. I don't think they have a chance to win a Stanley Cup. But since I feel like if they're in the Central Division or Metro or any other division, they're not making playoffs. It's just because they're in this easy division. So I'm gonna just put them over it. Plus, who's their goalie? Like, what? Minnesota Wild, I'll put properly rated. I don't love this team. I think Fleury's gonna do pretty good. I'm glad Kaprizov is okay and good and back in Minnesota is a positive for them. But losing Fiala, is that going to lose a goal scoring touch for them? Because, like, Kaprizov is, like, is he the only one that can score Genos right now? Like, it's going to be maybe a tough year for Minnesota. Montreal, I think we all know who they are. They're not going to be great. They're not going to be great this season. I hope Carey Price plays. I really like that. I really like him. I'm hoping he can get a full season under his belt again. But I think they're going to be tanking for Bedard and just trying to develop all the young guys, to be honest. This is a good one here. I think the Nashville Predators are very underrated. I like what they did. I love Forsberg. I like that re-signing. I like that they got McDonough. I think they're going to be solid this year. They got Niederreiter. I think they're going to be top 2 in the Atlantic. I think they're going to be top 2 in the Central Division. I think they're a very underrated team to look out this season. Devils, I'm underrated. I think they could do some damage. I don't think it's their playoff year yet. But I think they're going to win more games than we think, even though, do they want to? Like, come on, you want Bedard, right? But I think they're going to do some damage, and as a Penguins fan, I'm kind of scared. Rangers, we all know how good they are. Like, they got kind of worse in the offseason, but at the same time, they added Vincent Trocheck, and they got a better backup in Halak. So I'm kind of scared about this team. So we all know how good they are. Ottawa, I'm gonna put underrated. Very, very good offseason. Giroux, they got Giroux, DeBrincat, Doc, etc. Talbot. So I think they're gonna be way better than we think. And honestly, they might be able to sneak into the playoff position in the Atlantic. Flyers, probably. We know how bad they are. That organization is in shambles, and I love to see it. Penguins, we all know what they are. Last couple years, last couple chances to win a cup. It's gonna be a tough one, but I like the roster we have, and yeah, I think we all know how good Pittsburgh is. San Jose, same thing, but completely opposite. We know how bad they are. They're in complete rebuild mode. They only have top three. They only have good top three players. Then honestly, after that, it just goes downhill from there. Seattle, I want to put them underrated, but they're not gonna make playoffs. But I think they're better than we think. They added some good pieces in the offseason, so I think they can maybe do some damage. Once again, they're in an easy division in the Pacific, so they could win some games and maybe somehow sneak in, but I highly doubt that. But if Grubauer has another pop-off season like he did in Colorado, then who knows, right? St. Louis, I'll say properly rated. They're okay. They're probably going to make playoffs because they always sneak in somehow. If Binnington can pop off like he did in playoffs, and honestly, there might be a little scary dark horse to win the cup. Tampa Bay, I'm either putting him properly rated or overrated, to be honest. Obviously, they didn't really re-sign anyone. They didn't really sign anyone new in the offseason. Plus, besides Ian Cole or something like that. But they signed their guys for a lot. Like Sergachev got a lot of money. So they've been spending money on the pieces they have. Obviously, if you have Vasilevsky, Stamkos, Kucherov, Edmund, all them pieces, you're gonna be in the playoffs, probably in the cup finals again, right? That's just what they do. Toronto, so many haters. I'm gonna put them properly rated. We all know how good they are. They're gonna be fighting with the Oilers as the best team in Canada. I think they probably get second in the Atlantic behind Florida, but they're really, really good. I'm hoping Samsonov is really good this year, and maybe Matt Murray can come back to his Pittsburgh self, but who knows? But I think we all know how good Toronto is. Come on, guys. Vancouver. Everyone thinks they're super underrated. Like other fans, I like their fans. I want them to be good. I'm gonna put them properly rated. I don't think they're either overrated or underrated. I just need to see something from them. This is the season for me. If they don't do good this season, I'm always going to put them overrated. But this is the season. This is their season to prove themselves. Vegas Golden Knights, I'm going to put them very overrated. This team is hard. This team is hard to think of what they're going to be next season. If superstars in Mark Stone, Eichel, you can't call. Then they have all-stars in Pietrangelo, Theodore, Marchessault. A lot of good pieces. But their bottom six is horrible. Their goalie's horrible. So I just feel like they're not well-rounded enough to do something. You know what I mean? They might make playoffs. If they stay healthy, they should make playoffs. But they're not winning the Stanley Cup with this roster. Leonard's not going to do anything, and I believe it's a big mistake keeping Leonard. Capitals, I might put them overrated. Yes, they got Kemper, and they needed our goalie, which was their problem. But he's not the greatest goalie I've ever seen, right? He's not a Vasilevsky. He's not a Shesterkin. He's not a Sorokin. But this roster isn't the greatest. And obviously, Kuznetsov, Ovi, Backstrom, they're going to keep popping off. Wilson's going to keep being good. But maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like Capitals will make playoffs this year. Jets, I'll just put properly rated. I just feel like no one really talks about them. They're kind of boring. Scheifele's cool. Wheeler's cool. Connor, really, really fucking good. Dubois, he's going to leave next season. I feel like after this next season, they're going to be in shambles. For the Flames, I'm going to put them in underrated. I think they're going to be better than we all think. Yes, they lost their two best players, but Huberdeau is still really good. And I think Markstrom's going to have a career season here. I think you're going to make playoffs and actually go pretty far and surprise a lot of people, to be honest. If Huberdeau can help the people around him and get some goal scoring up in the lineup, if they can't score at all, obviously, you can't win. Last but not least, Sabres. I think they're I'm kidding. Y'all trash. Take the L. I'm sorry, but y'all aren't good. Yeah. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like. Make sure to comment down below what you guys thought about your team. do you think? The overrated, underrated? Let me know. I'll know. Subscribe. I'm on my road to 1K. I'm grinding to 1 million subscribers. I'm going to be the first NHL YouTuber to do it. I'm going to be grinding. Make sure to subscribe. Subscribe, motherfuckers.